Joining me live now is business owner Phillip Joel. Phillip, good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. How are you feeling on a day like today?
Look, we're confident that things will start improving from today. The problem that we've got is that the city is the problem child as far as we are concerned. You need to get people back into the city. And if the government is not going to make it possible for their own people to come back on a full-time basis, the city's going to bleed.
So how do you do that? What do you suggest?
Well, the city's got to, the government has got to actually make sure that their people come back first on a 5-day basis, back to normal working conditions and hours. And as soon as they come back, the rest of the big businesses in the city will feel confident to bring their people back on a full-time basis. Until that happens, nothing's going to happen in the city. We're all going to suffer.
How tough has the ride been up until this point, Phillip?
It's been horrendous. We've all suffered. Small business has taken a big pounding in the city, especially. I'm sure the outlying areas are suffering just as much. The problem is that the government has allowed us, or has let us do this all on our own. They've provided very little stimulus or support, and we as small businesses can't continue going down that road. We don't have access to unlimited funds. We're all taking money out of our mortgages. We've extended our credit. Our credit cards are maxed out. And if things don't improve significantly, we're all going to go to the wall.
So how far short? I mean, there were payments available, state payments, federal payments. How far short were they of what were needed?
I would say they were about 30% of what was needed. We're 70% short. If you compare it to last year's JobKeeper and the cash boost, it's not even a comparison. The money that they gave us for JobSaver is minuscule. It's very meager. The $15,000 they gave us for the first 3 weeks while we were in lockdown was sufficient maybe for some businesses in that period. But what about the other 12, 13 weeks where we've had no stimulus whatsoever? Many businesses have actually been closed, but they've still got rental payments to make. They've still got utility bills to make. They haven't drawn a salary for themselves. The money that they gave as far as the disaster payments to staff was actually a disaster for business in itself because it disconnected you completely from your business, from your staff members. They sat at home, and I don't blame them for doing that. If you needed them, you had to. If you needed them and you brought them in, it cost you more money to bring them in. You didn't get any stimulus or any funding for that. And it was insufficient. The government actually failed small business during this lockdown. It cannot compare to last year's lockdown in any way.
There's going to be a way out of this too. It's not going to be a quick bounce back. Is that what you're suggesting? I mean, some businesses may well feel that, but you have a different opinion.
I have a different opinion. Some businesses will be fine and they will come out of this okay. The majority of small businesses that rely on other than pubs and retail, they're not going to see an uptake in business. I mean, the shipping industry or the cruise liners, the airliners, they're not yet operating. Many businesses rely on those businesses to make a living. They're not operating yet. So how are those businesses going to survive? How are they going to get through this the next 3, 4, 5 months until things get back to normal? There isn't any stimulus as far as we're concerned, and the government has let us down in a big way.
So there's an option to move out of the city?
You can't move out of the city if your business is based primarily on businesses in the city. So if you decide to move out of the city, you've got to start again. It's like opening up a brand new business, then touting for business. You can't just do that. You know, you've also got leases that might still be valid for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You know, how do you get out of those leases? You can't just walk away. You know, the landlords, funnily enough, have been nicer to us as far as we are concerned. They provided more stimulus to us than the government has provided.
Okay, Phillip Joel, the owner of Kwik Copy there, thank you very much for your time this morning. Talk to you again soon. Bring in Laura Jays now, host of
Thank you, I appreciate that.